Hello everyone, I am back. It's been a while, but as you can see, I can't even fit it into the frame, but I have a pretty big book haul to share with you all. We're going to go through all of the books that I picked up recently, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to have some of these series in my possession. So it has been a while since I posted here on YouTube. I actually finished my masters, I've moved back home to my hometown, and I've just kind of been adjusting. I've started my new full-time job, so it's kind of like tackling that and tackling how I'm going to kind of get content out, because I do want to continue growing and posting on this channel because it's one of my favourite things to do. So why would I not do that? I have a book haul. I've got 2 special editions, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 series that I've recently purchased. Well, one of them's not really a series, I'll explain when I get to it. But I want to go through them and share with you because some of them I'm so excited for, and they've been on my mental TBR for a really long time. So I think we're just going to get straight into it, and I don't even know where to start. We're going to start with a YA. I don't know if it's fantasy or dystopian. We can figure that out together. So the first series that I picked up and that I want to talk about is the sci-fi series. I'm just going to get them out of the box so we can have a look. Oh god. So this series is by Neil Shusterman. This is an author that I've not read any of their work before. So the first book is Scythe, the second book is Funded, and then we have the Toll and Gleanings. So I've done some research, and this is like a sci-fi dystopian kind of novel. So we're basically set in a world where humans have defeated death. So there's no aging, there's no illness, people are not dying of natural causes. So this is where the Scythes come in, and they are basically trained killers, assassins, and it's their role to kind of get rid of these people that are a threat to society or doing bad things, I think. But obviously, as you can imagine, their role is pretty important, because if people are continuing to repopulate and there's too many people on the planet, then you do need to get rid of some of the bad people, in my opinion. Obviously, is it morally right? Probably not, but it does. This series, I've seen so many of you on here that really rave about it, and you've recommended it to me because I'm a fan of like Percy Jackson, Hunger Games. So this is kind of set for that kind of age reading, and I do love a YA dystopian sci-fi fantasy. I'll eat it up every time, and I think this is something that I can really get behind and enjoy, and I really am excited to have it on my bookshelves. Obviously that's kind of all I know going into it, but that's how I like to read. I don't like to know too much backstory before I pick up a series. I just hope it's bingeable, and I really hope that it lives up to the hype that's in my head and online. Moving on to our next series, this is a fantasy, I think it's adult fantasy, that I've seen everywhere over BookTok, and so many of my favourite content creators have absolutely loved this one. And this is the Spark of the Everflame series by Pen Cole. So obviously our first book, Spark of the Everflame, and then we have Glow of the Everflame, and then Heat of the Everflame. And let me tell you that these books get chunkier and chunkier throughout. I don't know if this is going to be all of them. Obviously I have the first 3. These are the ones that are currently out, I believe, and I've heard rumours that there's going to be like 4 or 5, so there is more coming in this world, so that's exciting. And I just know going into it that I'm probably going to be obsessed with it. I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that it's like a really good slow burn romance, and if there's one thing that you want to know about me, is that I do not want insta love. I want slow burn, I want yearning, and that's the books that I enjoy the most, and they're always rated higher on my Goodreads as well. And the plot of this sounds absolutely epic. So our main character basically loses her mother, I think, and she's thrown into this world of like gods, powerful magic, and something that she like didn't want to be she didn't want any part in it, and she's kind of like stuck in this position of entering this magical world and realm that she has no idea about, and I feel like it just sounds so fun. And our main character, she's obviously going to find out that she is tied to this world in quite a big way, so that's either going to leave people that are going to help her and be there for her, which is obviously going to bring along a lot of fantastic side characters and love interests, I assume, that we're going to love and enjoy and get to know through friendships and relationships as well. But then there's going to be the other side where people are going to be after her. They're going to want this power that she doesn't even know she possesses. I also like, I think the covers are so different and so stunning. I really like them. So Pencol, once again, oh yeah, this is the Kindred's Curse Saga series. If you wanted to go check it out and buy it for yourself. Obviously, I've not even read it yet, can't recommend, but honestly, I've seen so many good reviews online. So what I want to talk about next, it's not really a series, but I basically got this bundle of Kristin Hannah books. So I've not read any of her books, but I love watching obviously Sarah Caroli here on YouTube. She always raves about Kristin Hannah, and I feel like me and her have similar book tastes as well. So I saw this on a really good sale, so I wanted to pick it up. I'm not going to go through each of the books, kind of what they're about, but I just wanted to share that I'd picked them up. So I got the Nightingale, and this is the one that I see, I think, the most people talk about. Next up is the Four Winds, and then we have the Great Alone. I just think, I feel like Kristin Hannah is giving more like literary fiction rather than your basic like romance plot or fantasy plot. So we also have the Winter Garden and then Home Front. I've just heard amazing things about her work, and I just feel like she's not going to disappoint me. One thing I do sometimes struggle with is I do love the books that I read to have like a subplot of romance in, and sometimes I don't know, like, will I like it if it's not? But I think 2026 is going to be the year of me like branching out and trying things that I haven't before. So we're starting with Kristin Hannah because I really haven't read much literary fiction. I love my romance, I love my romantic, I love my fantasy, but this really is like a genre that I haven't really dived into, so I'm excited. I've heard that she has really strong themes of like powerful women and like the relationships between women, how important they are as well. I'm excited because my mum also has I think one or two of her books on her bookshelf, so I can also pick those up as well if I'm loving her writing. This next series that I've picked up is chunky. I've got 5 books here. Oh my word, what am I getting myself into? And these are all part of the Plated Prisoners series. So, and it's written by Raven Kennedy, another author that I've not tried, but once again, I've seen this series everywhere. I will say the books that I do pick up, they're usually very recommendation heavy. I sometimes tend to pick up a book I've never heard about because that can really surprise you and then you can share it with others. But there's so many books out there that are raved about, and it just makes me add it to my mental TBR, and I just have to pick it up. And from what I know about this world, our main character, she's basically made entirely of gold, and she's like the king's favourite of some sort, and he keeps her locked up in this cage to obviously show her off. And at the start she's under the impression that he, you know, loves and cherishes her, but I'm sure we're going to find out that that isn't the case. And oh, I just think a 5-book series, it's going to be an epic adventure. This is one that I don't want to go too deep into the plot because especially fantasy, I just love. Oh look, they've got like little art on each of the chapters as well. Please also let me know if you've read any of these series or books. Let me know in the comments because we can have a chat about it and you can convince me to read it sooner. So there's a little bit at the top and it says, it's the arrogance of men to think so little of women, and it will be their downfall. Why is it that in fantasy books, like, women are so strong, and I just want to be in a world where I have magical powers, there's dragons everywhere, and I can save the entire universe, because currently I cannot save the state of this earth. The Plated Prisoner series, I'm really excited for. So the final series that I want to touch on that I've picked up is by Amber V. Nicole, and a very popular one. Once again, I don't know what this series is called. Oh, it's the Gods and Monsters trilogy. I don't know, I think it's a trilogy. Don't take my word for it, go and look online, but I have the 3 books anyway, and I'm pretty sure this is what it is. So obviously we've got the Book of Azrael, which I've heard amazing things about, and then our second book is called The Throne of Broken Gods, and then the Dawn of the Cursed Queen. Oh, this is going to be epic as well, I just know it. And I've seen my fellow booktuber here, Eden, she always says that the Book of Azrael is like one of her favourite books that she's ever read, so I'm going to take her recommendation and I'm going to run with it. I feel like this might be on the dark side of fantasy, just looking at the covers. I've kind of been avoiding it for that case, but ever since I read Nocticadia in my booktubers pick my reads for a week, I just know that I've been wanting to kind of delve more into that, because that book really did surprise me and I went into it thinking that I'm gonna hate it. So this is definitely one that's going to be high on my TBR of 2026, and I literally cannot wait to get to it. So that's all the series done and dusted, and I just wanted to show you guys my recent Fairy Loot package for, so this is the December Fairy Loot book box. So I'm on the dual book box subscription, so I get one YA fantasy and one adult fantasy, and it's the best decision I've ever made. It's like my favourite moment of the month is when this brown box arrives and I get to unpack these beautiful editions. Look at the sprayed edges of these. Like, have you ever seen anything more stunning? So let's go through them one by one. First up is a book that I've never heard anything, but I've read 2 books now from my subscription and I've loved both of them. So the first one is Cold Wire by Chloe Gong, and this one, let me just show you the character art inside, because I feel like it really does help to give the vibe of the book and kind of what the story is going to be like. So this is the outside. So even just from this art, I'm already kind of thinking, oh yeah, it's kind of giving futuristic, it's giving dystopian, and oh, it just looks fantastic. I love having these beautiful books on my shelves. I feel like that's really what I'm getting into now, is I'm reading a lot more of my regular books on my Kindles, and then if I really do love them, I'm going purchasing special editions. But yeah, I'm so grateful and thankful that I was able to get onto the Fairy Loot subscription, because I know how hard it is and people wait ages. So, oh, so stunning. Next one is probably the most beautiful book that I own. This is Dawn of the Firebird, and it's by Sarah Mugul-Rana. Sorry if I butchered that author's name. If this doesn't have dragons in, I'm going to be very disappointed, but let me show you the art inside. This is one that I really don't want to know the plot going into, so I'm not going to read the synopsis, but look, like, are you seeing that? And that's the side, and then the back is so beautiful. And then our inside art, I don't know why, but I love reading stories that are like set in Asia and kind of have like, I don't know, like culture to them. I want to read about worlds that I don't live in. So these books, they always scream to me. And oh my word, the sprayed edges are stunning. It is so beautiful. Like, and one thing about Fairy Loot as well, so you have obviously the dust jacket that it comes with, but they are all actually reversible. And I think for this one, I might reverse it because I love like the sunset pink and blue kind of shades. But that's my special editions, and that is my book haul for you. So I've done very well this year. I've been like very strict on the books that I buy. So these ones that I have actually picked up, I've been wanting to read for so long, and I'm so happy to have them on my shelves and my physical TBR. But thank you so much for being here. It's felt so good to be back actually and filming. So don't forget to leave a like on this video, and to comment as well if you've read any of these, or if you want to. I shall see you in the next one.